Welcome back to the Two Promises Podcast. Let's dive right into another exciting adventure with BD and crew as he pursues his new passion of one day finding the most epic bourbon. The Two Promises team send their special thanks to Hobie and the Huckleberries for their masterful theme music. So grab a glass, relax, and enjoy responsibly.
Baby says she's leaving if I don't stop drinking wine. So I switched to whiskey, now I'm feeling fine. Drinking that smooth whiskey. No more wine. I like straight bourbon. Baby, you try the ride.
Is there anything else on the horizon for you that you'd like to share?
Yeah, well, there's a handful of things, right? But something that I have found very, very important and late in my journey is you got to be real selective on what you talk about, right? Specifically publicly or with other people, but but it's a great question, and I think another project that really needs a lot of attention, but also has been open for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years now, is we're very, very much dedicated in our nonprofit at purchasing land this year for our retreat center that we will be building in the area of Vermont where the Gold Star family that I named the company after lives, and we're going to put it basically in their backyard and
That's
make
excellent.
them feel a little special that their son had some incredible impact specifically in my life, let alone an extension of many others, right? Like, look at yourself, Brent. Like, you're a part of the Clark Initiative, and Sergeant Clark is indirectly impacting you too. And I'm very excited to be able to take on this level of project, which is something that I've never done. It's estimated to be potentially a 9-figure project. 9 figures is, $100 million to $999 million. I don't think it will get up to the top end of that, but if it crosses the 9-figure mark, I've never been in charge of or done a project, excuse me, anywhere near that. So, but that kind of goes back to what I was talking about. My teams understand, they get it.
Right.
One thing that I've gotten good at in leadership in the civilian sector is being able to articulate vision. Most entrepreneurs struggle to get the vision out of their head. I have gotten good at jamming it down people's throats. Every chance I get, I'm talking vision, I'm talking future, but more importantly, Brent, I'm talking about how they, whoever I'm speaking to, is directly connected to that vision. Because I wouldn't be wasting my time with someone if I didn't believe that they should be sharing that vision with us. And what I'm doing is I'm not praising myself. I'm just talking about merely one of my strong suits. I'm praising my teams. My team allows me and viciously protects me. Viciously protects my time. Right? I mean, I don't think I'm special, but at this point in my career, you can't get to me. You got to go through my teams. Why? Because my time is very, very, very precious. Very precious because I'm trying to fucking build a fucking retreat center for my nonprofit.
Right.
I'm trying to bring to market my second book. These are not small projects. They are, I would say, a little bit more, not advanced, but further down the journey, I suppose. And I wouldn't be able to do it unless everyone around me understood their role and understood their job and understood that, get Chris out of here. Get him out of here. He shouldn't be doing this. I want to. I'm on the ground getting dirty, picking. Chris, get out of here. Go do what you got to do. No. Shut up, Chris. Get out of here. Okay, fine.
Right. Yep.
You know, but what I'm really trying to accent is it wouldn't be possible without the support of everyone within our organizations, and you know, being that there's dozens at this point, it's integral. And I believe very firmly in education. It's one of our core values for myself personally and our companies. And I also believe very firmly in having a center for education specifically for veterans to learn capitalism, to learn entrepreneurship. I have found over my career that veterans, specifically combat veterans, as long as you can shift their energy from destructive to productive, which is the hard part, right?
Absolutely.
You know that journey.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking great business owners. I mean, who better to lead? Who better to lead a team, right? And who better to offer jobs? Who better to build a vision? Yeah, anybody could do it. I'm just saying, well, being a veteran, I want to see other veterans rise too. And I'm not the organization that's going to string you along and pull you through the door and shove you through the door and make you get the work done. I'm going to teach you how to fish, and then I'm going to make fun of you when you fuck it up, and then I'm going to encourage you to keep going. I'm going to teach you how to fish. I'm not going to give you the fish. And I've gotten a lot of pushback from a lot of people on that. Our job is to educate and empower veterans to become entrepreneurs, not hold fucking hands. And this retreat center will be the center for education specifically to veterans on entrepreneurship, but has the growth to become the center for entrepreneurship nationally. And it is my biggest project to date, is the most cumbersome project to date, and it's a slow moving project. And you know, it's the future. And I'm grateful to be able to be in the position to have people believe in it and follow us there. And I'm also grateful to have all of the doors closed on me on this project that I have in the past couple of years. And I've had more doors closed than open on this one. So I believe very firmly in it. You and many other people also are patiently waiting, and I know that. And so the Warrior Ranch, the retreat center for the Clark Initiative that I am the founder of, my 501c3, and I don't do it for me. I have this point in my career. You'd be hard pressed to have anyone refer to, even people that don't like me, they wouldn't refer to me as selfish. None of this, what I do for me. I'm many things. I am many things. One thing that I am not is selfish. And Absolutely. All of this is done. All of it is done for everyone. I just happen to be in the position to lead there. And I am well aware that leaders are chosen. By no means would I take control. So I believe firmly in it. And I believe that it's not only needed, but it's overdue. And I'm very much looking forward to purchasing and breaking ground in 2025.
That's awesome. And I definitely want to respect your time. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for the 2025 groundbreaking, but some of my listeners might not know, if you have time to share, the story behind the Clark Initiative, and a big reason why that's not only so meaningful for you, but how it has also helped me and so many other veterans. Would you mind telling them a little bit about what inspired you to take on these great major endeavors to help others?
Yeah. You know, it's funny, Brent. This question is still a work in progress. I can field pretty much any question. Right? This one still is tough, and I'm sure you 100% understand what I'm saying, but fundamentally, I was on my first tour in Iraq. It was 2006. It was quite a nasty little summer of 2006. In GWAT, I was in an area outside of Baghdad, centralized in the Sunni Triangle of Death. And, I was in the 101st, I was a line grunt. At this time, I was a E2, maybe. I was a saw gunner in an infantry platoon. And in line platoons, you don't really have specialties per se. You have your light machine gunners, you have a heavy machine gunner in the platoon that carries a 240, but everyone just operates as a rifleman, basically. It's minimal training. We do 16 weeks of training, boot camp, basically. You can go through training. You can go through Ranger School. You can go through SFAS in the Army. You could go take the long walk if you want to be a D-boy. But it's minimal training, formal training anyways. And I know most people will say this, but there's people in my life that were with me on that tour that will actually reinforce this. I just happen to be better on machine guns than most people. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I talk about this with people that know how to shoot, and only a select handful of people can really grasp what I'm about to say, which is probably everyone listening here, right? Including yourself. I didn't really aim, if that makes any sense. I had intuition. Like, I knew where to point, when to pull the trigger. Yes, I'm looking down my optic or my whatever I'm looking down. However, it was less about aiming. It was more about intuition. And that intuition allowed me to be very protective, very proactive. So whenever we did a mounted patrol in trucks, I was always up top on the 50 cal. Always. Yeah. And typically I was out front, always on the front 50, because I knew what was happening before it happened. I would feel it. How many times I've stopped the patrol and people didn't get killed because there was an ambush, whether it be an IED or complex ambush or whatever it might be. I mean, numerous, dozens, if not hundreds of times that happened because I felt it. I was like, whoa, stop. Let's not get blown up. For anyone that's been blown up, I think that everyone understands. But anyways, it was a nasty little time. April of 2008, my father died, so I was flown out of Iraq on Red Cross. So I came back. June of 2008, I received my Purple Heart. July of 2006. April of 2006, Dad died. June of 2006, Purple Heart. July of 2006, got cut off from my platoon on a bridge demo and had F-14s drop in to save my life, literally. Literally 3 weeks later, August 8th, we get a target, and it's late at night, and we're getting the convoy ready, we're getting the trucks ready, we're gonna go bang some doors, and my position's on the 50, so I know what my job is, right? Go get the 50, Warrens. Okay, going to get the 50. And for anyone that's carried a 50 caliber machine gun, I mean, they're fucking heavy. They're like 100 pounds. Yeah, I'm carrying the 50 over to the truck. I'm getting the truck ready. I'm getting the 50 ready. I'm doing the headspace and timing. I'm putting motor oil on the fucking gun because I know where we're going. We're going to the Wild West. I know we're getting into a fight. It's just a matter of when. My boss comes over. He's the vice president of the Clark Initiative. At the time, Staff Sergeant Wesley Taylor. he comes over to me, my boss, and he says, "Hey, Warrens, you're bumped. You're off the patrol." I mean, we're staging. We're 20 minutes to get of leaving, you know. And he's like, "Actually, the whole truck is bumped. Everybody's off. I won a bet, basically. I won a bet. Another team is taking your position." I was like, "What? I'm an E2. What do you mean? I don't go on this. Like, I don't have nights off or days off. I just spent 6 weeks off after being wounded. Like, no, I'm good. Like, you know, leave me in, coach.
Put me in the game, yeah.
Leave me in." And he's like, "No,
Yeah.
Warren, get the fuck out of here. Go call your girlfriend." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And Sergeant Carl Clark walks over to me. He's an E5, and he's from Vermont. Him being from Vermont and me being from Connecticut, most people in the military are not from Connecticut or Vermont, so we were close, you know? We were close as friends. And I said to him, "You good?" And he's like, "No, I'm not. Can you help me with the 50 cal?" And of course he knew how to operate it, but I was just very smooth on these things, right? So I was like, "Yeah, man, come on. You know, let's go up top. Like, let me run you through it real quick." And I made sure he was good and, left. I left and I went and called my girlfriend, and I was on, back then in 2006, the phones in Iraq were not any, you remember probably,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I mean, you
Probably
would say
a sat
something
phone or
sat phone
huge
or
delay.
huge delay, 30-second delay, right? On every exchange of conversation. And I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, and all of a sudden, this couldn't have been more than 90 minutes later, this someone comes in, like an NCO comes in, a non-commissioned officer comes in and says, blackout, KIA, get off the phones. And we're like, oh my, and I knew it right then and there. I was like, fucking A, man. I felt it in my stomach. It was someone I knew. I mean, at this point in Iraq, people were getting killed pretty often, but I felt this one, and I just ran as fast as I could to my company, CP, and I was like, trying to go in there and everything, and sure enough, man, they're going to the target, and on the way to the target, the one truck that gets blown up by the IED is the truck that I was just formally putting the 50 cal on.
Wow.
It got hit so hard from underneath it flipped up on top of itself. It was upside down, and Zamora and Seal were trapped inside while it was burning. And anyone that knows up-armored Humvees, you can't open the doors from the outside, and can't get in. So that was their fate, and Clark was missing. He was missing. He was in the 50 cal. Our vice president, Sergeant Taylor, the same guy who gave me the night off, found him about 300 meters away, and he was alive on the Black Hawk to the hospital. However, he was KIA on the way. And when I really started to understand the validity of the situation, after the shock wore off, right? Like, there's a period of time where you're just in denial. You're like, no. This haunted me.
Absolutely.
For fucking 10, 12 years.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, couldn't sleep at night for years, just constant nightmares, to say the least. And, fast forward to 2020, my entire career changed. I lost everything I ever worked for. And I'm kind of sort changing that, but I had built, something. I had built a few things, and I had a big team. I had a team of 60 people. I had a big payroll. I had a lot of good things going, and I lost it. COVID shut us down. And it was in that moment where I was on the phone with bankruptcy attorneys, right? Where I was like, dude, I got to give. I need to figure out a way to give at a higher level, man. And, you know, I at the time I went from 60 people working for me to 2. One of them, you know, Paola.
Right.
And I said, who's an amazing human, and you should totally have her on this podcast. I
did invite her. I'm still kind of picking, trying to get her to.
I will fire her if she doesn't come on here. Oh, you're fired. I don't know if she can hear me. You know, I'm sitting around and I'm looking at them, and I was like, guys, why don't we open a fucking nonprofit for veterans? I could teach them. And they're like, oh yeah, it's a great idea. What are you going to name it? And I was like, this will help heal everybody. I said, let's name it after Sergeant Clark. And we came up with the Clark Initiative.
So awesome.
And I wanted to ask his parents.
Right.
So through my channels, I contacted his parents, which only lived like 4 hours from me. Drove up there on January 1st, 2022. It was one of those 2 years. I remember it was January 1st. I think it was 2022. Mm-hmm. I had tea with them, and I asked for their blessing. And they said under 2 circumstances, one of them being the retreat is opened here in Vermont. And I said, sold, done. Yeah. So we named the company after him, and the IRS gave us the go-ahead to be a nonprofit, which is extraordinarily difficult, by the way. And IRS wants their money, but yeah, and we formulated our first board of directors, and we started deciding that we were going to open this retreat, and we reverse engineered it. We're like, hey, we need some sort of products, prior to that. And we came up with the mastermind that we've been running now for about a year and a half. And it's introduced me to people like you. And it's such a beautiful thing that it's coming full circle. And the Warrior Ranch is, and I don't want to shortchange you, like watching you, like, get on your shit and you're starting to move through everything and you're writing your book. I think I'm allowed to say that. Please edit it out if I'm not. In your podcast, and you just bought another house recently, and like you're doing it. And like this company has allowed me to be able to share these moments with you, another veteran, which is a beautiful thing. So the Warrior Ranch will be the retreat center named under Clark's legacy.
Absolutely. And you're doing an incredible job being that standard bearer, charging it forward. And I've seen the plans for that ranch. It is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to be there. And by extension, it is an honor for me to be involved with Sergeant Clark's legacy. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now just talking about it and just being thankful. It's a tragedy that it happened, but there are so many healing and growth things, growing people, healing trauma that is coming from it. So if I were to have died or to die, there's nothing more than I would want than to have people grow and change and be healed because of my story. So thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. It has been an honor for the last year and a half, and it's truly an honor to keep engaging in this relationship.
It's a beautiful thing, and it goes both ways, right? The most important thing to me is that you're succeeding, and everybody a part of the Clark Initiative has the support to succeed. That's why we're in place. I will never take any money from any of you guys. We will always be 100% donation based. We will always do 90% of all donations directly connected to the end user. We will always be 100% volunteer organization. And it's a beautiful relationship. There's nothing that I want from you guys other than to fucking grow. And it's happening. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for being in the position that you're in and accepting that you're good to go. You just, whatever, had to figure some things out. Haven't we all, right? Or shouldn't we all is really what I should say. But so thank you.
Absolutely. It's been an honor to be for real. So I want to respect your time. I know we're getting close to your window. Before we leave, I want to make sure that our listeners are educated on where they can connect with you, the best place for them to find you. And yeah, thank you.
Of course. I'm not too active on socials anymore. I kind of like after a decade was like, I don't really care about this anymore. But I am first things first, let's be real. Okay. The Clark Initiative, we're not active on it, but there's a Facebook and an Instagram. Just, plug in the Clark Initiative. You'll find it. Our website is forclark.org. Forclark.org. If you're interested in, watching me do my life, I'm on Instagram. It's at ChrisWarnes_OG. I'm on Facebook, Christopher Warnes, and then the only content that I really produce anymore is my podcast and my YouTube channel. YouTube is Christopher Warnes. It's all watch content. We're watch dealers. So if you want to hear me talk about watches, then check out my YouTube channel. If not, you get a hold of me through the Clark Initiative or any of the social medias that I articulated.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate it. It's been such a great honor to have you on the show, and I look forward to connecting with you more in the future.
Vice versa, my friend. I'm grateful for you, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on this curious roller coaster of life. If this is your stop, please exit peacefully. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're ready for another one, just push play. Just a final note before you go, thank you. And thank you for feeling. The distillation and aging process is different for everyone. I'm not quite sure what you're ready for. Sip slowly and enjoy responsibly.
Baby says she's leaving if I don't stop drinking wine. So I switched to whiskey and I'm feeling fine. Drinking that smooth whiskey. No more wine.